Tony Khan can do whatever the F he wants. It's his money. He's a billionaire. But, bro, that affects the wrestling industry as a whole, bro. And the fact that he has an opportunity, man, to really to be a number two, to bring the wrestling business up, bring more people to the wrestling business, really create a competition, bro.
What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode.
I'm joking.
See, I know it, bro. I know it. You can't control him. You can't control him, bro.
He's unhinged. He's on the stuff. He's on the stuff.
He's on it.
Right? As I said, full transparency at all times, unlike the untrustworthy, unsourced dumbasses you guys read. And I will tell you straight up truth. I will give you a straight line of truth right to your brain, because I am EC3, and this is the Wrestling Outlaws.
Very nice intro, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive right into the topics at hand. So Vince Russo, controversy creates cash, as Eric Bischoff would say. And you had a controversial tweet, as you always do.
I don't think it's controversial at all.
Of course you don't think it's controversial.
It's nothing I haven't said. So let me just read it to you.
All right, I'll let you read it, Vince.
I'll never forget. Yeah, I'll never forget when Tony Khan started AEW. He took a shot at me, not even knowing me or ever having a conversation with me, in an effort to get over with the cool kids by saying, when Vince Russo went to WCW, they had a hangnail. Russo proceeded to cut the whole arm off. Yeah, TK said that regardless of the fact that my first 3 months at WCW, the numbers did go up, which I have backed up with data right here. From there, TK admitted over and over and over again that Dave Meltzer was a huge influence on both himself and the talent. So for 4 years now, TK has been booking for Dave, the wrestling journalist, and the Smart Mark crowd. And where has that gotten AEW? Where? Outside of the blip in Wembley, that came and went, the AEW audience has not grown one iota. Maybe it's time for something new, Tony. As a matter of fact, today would be a great day to look back 25 years at the WWE Survivor Series and watch and learn how a successful storyline is done. You're being stubborn, man, and not listening to those who know, because you want to get over with the black shirt crowd has gotten you nowhere. Nowhere. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Wow. Yeah. EC3, what do you think about that, man?
Well, I think everybody's entitled to their opinion. And, Vince Russo certainly speaks of his credentialed past. He masterminded one of the greatest, long-term angles I've ever seen. I thought I was watching the Christopher Nolan movie.
Oh, very nice.
Wasn't alive yet. So he was, but he wasn't. Okay, either way. I just don't understand the unnecessary shot-taking to appease, the internet crowd, the proverbial black shirt crowd, because why drag Vince's name in, short of the fact that he had a reputation due to online reporting from the past and false narratives and lies? Because guys, I'm telling you, if you pay for your lies, you're an idiot. If you get them for free, you're still an idiot. But this whole reputation this man had of it's absurd. Why take the shot? Why even bring him into the conversation? All you need to say is, we're going to deliver a product that the fans want to see. We're going to do our best to bring new, undiscovered talent. We're going to reinvent wrestling. We're going to just talking positive about what you're doing and what you're trying to portray. You can't go back in time and get, yelled at for saying something dumb, like the old hot, freezing cold takes. So unnecessary. Vince has his point. He has his paperwork to back it up. And yeah.
Numbers don't lie, man. Numbers don't lie. People do, but numbers don't lie.
Bro, you know what? You know what people are missing? Here's what people are missing, and I did a whole show on this today. Here's what people are missing, okay? Bro, Tony Khan is a billionaire. This is Tony Khan's show. Tony Khan can do whatever the F he wants, okay? But here's the problem, Chris. Because he has a niche audience, because he can't grow his audience and hasn't been able to grow his audience, now we're starting to see really show not just television ratings, bro, house show numbers.
Yeah.
We're starting to see the 2-for-1s. They're going into a building now, bro, where the last time they did 12,000, and I think right now they're at about 3,300 tickets. So here's the bottom line. Tony Khan can do whatever the F he wants. It's his money. He's a billionaire. But, bro, that affects the wrestling industry as a whole, bro. And the fact that he has an opportunity, man, to really to be a number two, to bring the wrestling business up, bring more people to the wrestling business, really create a competition, bro. The fact that he's not doing any of that, that hurts the wrestling industry as a whole. And that's what I don't think people understand.
Vince, do you think that Tony Khan, say 4 years, 7 years from now, we'll see so much in the red? Numbers are still, within the million and under. Nothing's moving. Needles aren't moving. Ratings aren't moving. And do you think that Tony Khan will say, you know what? I've been wanting to do this pet project for so long. I finally got the people to back this lifelong dream to fund a company. And then, with this shiny new toy complex that he has, he's like, I'm just kind of bored with it now. Let's just kind of shut it down. I mean, do you think that we could possibly see that down the line with Tony Khan?
I can definitely see him, bro, and I want to talk to EC3 about this because nobody works like EC3. Bro, I could see him getting burnt out. Because, bro, I was go for Vince for 5 years. I was done after that. I'm done. You got everything out of me. I am absolutely done. So I can see Tony, bro, he's not going to bring in people to help him. He's going to do everything himself. I can definitely see him burning himself out. I want to see what EC3, what do you think about that, bro? Because you work like Tony Khan works.
High on drugs?
No, bro, you work nonstop, bro. So what do you think about that?
I think there's a different aspect. This is my livelihood. This is how I make a living. And I have a lot of unfinished business. I'm very vendetta driven, and I'm very, the stuff I did today, I just did this seminar. I'm walking out of it. I walk into the haha of the commentary team. We have their comment below. But in hindsight, what I just did, I built a bunch of people up that are chasing a dream, and finding that fulfillment is very rewarding for me. So we just had a blind man wrestle a match, and he did well. And he has a dream, and I'm behind him and built him up on how I think that's realistically able to be accomplished. So it's a livelihood for me, but also getting that fulfillment is huge for me. This feels good until I have to talk about, internet wrestling fans. But when you don't need it, what point is it time? You do get burnout, but what is the fulfillment for him? Is he out to collect the WWE scalp? Because we had our fake Tuesday rating war, and it was, in theory, a defeat if you consider the ratings the metric of that battle. But at the same time, is it quality of product? Does he love bringing it to people each and every week? The dude vanity searches himself negative comments. I didn't know there were any negative comments about me, nor do I care, nor would I ever even bother looking them up, because I am far too busy doing the things I want to do, that I love to do, that I think are necessary to do, so what I love and want to do can be hopefully successful. That can he feel like when it doesn't feel good? Can you get through the suffering? I've suffered a lot. I mean, everybody's suffered in some ways, but suffering is what makes the good great. Suffering is what makes things worth it. Going through the turmoil and the hardships are what make the end result better. So I think he can very easily be burned out, especially when you've grown up. He grew up rich. Like, he doesn't need it. That when you do reach that level of burnout, at what point is it worth it anymore? Or I can just go buy a new toy. I heard LA Dodgers are for sale. Why not?
Why not, man? Indeed, why not? Yeah, I mean, do you think any of the wrestlers in AEW right now could be thinking that? Could be, I mean, because you have, Vince McMahon and the WWE, as far as going corporate, they have stock and all that, being purchased by, Endeavor. So they're pretty set as far as just like job security. But with the AEW, I mean, of course, they have their Warner Brothers deals and partnerships and stuff like that, but it's a Tony Khan company. It's a Tony Khan-owned company. So, to your point, Vince, it wasn't about like wanting people to help him. He had Cody. He had the Bucks. He pushed them out as far as just, because they would have weekly meetings and stuff like that and creative meetings. He pushed them out to say, okay, this is what I want it to be. We get media people get his releases and stuff like that. And on his releases, it's like Tony Khan, CEO, GM, head booker. Like, it's like he has like 3 or 4 or 5 credentials next to his name. And it's like, dude, like this is what is making you feel so good about yourself. That you finally got to achieve the dream of being all of those things, man.
I think one thing to worry about, because on the inception of AEW, as one of the boys and the talent who makes money with, we all know we wanted an alternative. Another place to work is an awesome thing.
Yeah.
Funded place to work is even better. That you had to treat it with kids' gloves, because rarely do the circumstances line up with major network based. They had no body of work, they just had the names attached, right?
Yep.
Proof of concept, but all the things fell into place that, as legitimate as a number 2 can be in this day and age, they started as it. So you wanted it to succeed, because as we know, what made Vince Russo's creative so great? Because he was being pushed by, the show next door. What else is happening on Monday? I have to be awesome at this to compete with what they're doing, because if I'm not, we might not exist. So I think one big worry is that when this came about, there's a saying in wrestling that the boys screw the boys. And I think that can go both ways in the office too. Like, either the boys were going to screw it up and kind of realize they can exploit a rich money mark and take him for all he has till he goes, well, this is pointless and worthless, I'm out. Mm-hmm. Or the office can, the lure of the business can overtake the actual business, and then putting their needs and their wants at the forefront because of, developed narcissism. I think that made sense.
Yeah, I got it. I mean,
we were definitely like worried that if this isn't done right, it's going to create a giant power vacuum within the industry. People that are making very, very good livings are going to realize their value is not that high. If that goes away, the business will definitely suffer, at least from a talent perspective. But then if that went away, does that power vacuum allow other things to take its place? Or, because wrestling has such a negative stigmata with, terrestrial TV as it is it just like a death blow for wrestling and it's WWE and nothing else?
Yeah, here's the thing, East, with that. It's like, so if Tony Khan in 3 years, say for instance, like, I'm burnt out, I'm bored, I want to, this isn't financially, matching my expectations and hopes and things like that, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plug on it. Just all he's got a bunch of big money contracts. Like he's paying people hand over fist a boatload of money And a lot of people in this 100+ talent roster aren't even on television, just kind of sitting around, just caking on money. And it's like, you're not going to have a mass exodus out of AEW to WWE, because a lot of people who are in AEW either left the WWE or just wasn't happy in the WWE. I mean, FTR, Edge was, he was talking about he wasn't happy with coming in, every few months. He wanted to wrestle more. I mean, like stuff like Christian wanted to wrestle, but they really didn't allow him because of like his on again, off again concussions. Like, so they had a lot. Daniel Bryan, same. He was unhappy. He wasn't necessarily happy in the WWE for a while. So they're not going to necessarily want to go back to the WWE. So you're going to have and then TNA is not going to pay them that, those big money contracts. How do you, EC3, how do you think those wrestlers will react to if Tony Khan were to pull the plug, and the very fact that their livelihood is based on if Tony Khan wakes up today and wants to continue the company or not? Is that a lot of pressure?
We went through that during Impact in a reverse scenario, because the lying internet was saying we were closing down each and every day. Yeah. So every wake up, am I losing my job? Well, if you read the internet, you lost 40 times this week. So that hurts your psyche.
Sure.
Hard to live with that looming over your shoulder. Like the same thing when you're in the WWE and you think every day you're going to get fired if you do something wrong. Like it's an uncomfortable way to live. Yeah. But like you mentioned, if this went away tomorrow, they're good. They'll be all right. Mm-hmm. Whether it's making high-level deals elsewhere where something takes its place, or if they just say, I don't need to do this anymore. I'm good. Spot shows, whatever, get huge paydays, get in, get out. But like, they'll be taken care of. It's going to be the plethora of people underneath, they'll really feel it. And one other thing about Tony, I notice when people they do this for passion. This is hard, and it's really hard to make money in wrestling as far as promoting and all the things that are necessary to run. Who knows how big of a television production, but at what point, maybe I can take some of these hits as long as I go onto my Twitter feed and I search myself and I see I'm a genius and I'm the best and I'm the savior of wrestling and I'm the anti-Vince and I'm the coolest guy ever. But it seems as though it's turning on him a bit in a way with the public discourse, that he's vanity searching the negative. What point in somebody's mind are you reading bad about yourself to where you just want to go away or turn it off? Yep. I don't need this. I'm going to go on a yacht and disappear. Not a bad idea. So, yeah, he can get burnout for sure.